Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Monday, July 1st, 2024. So, on Canada Day...
Happy Canada Day.
Did you do the crossword?
I did.
And did it make you want to stand up and sing, "Oh, Canada"?
No.
Oh. Yeah, I guess Canada didn't make it into today's crossword.
No, unfortunately not.
It was in connections. They had the names of the first name of several provinces. So they had like British as in British Columbia, and let's see what else. They had Prince as in Prince Edward Island and so forth. So they made it into some of the New York Times puzzles, just not this one.
Not this one, no.
But this was a good puzzle nonetheless.
I liked it. It was fairly simple, which is good for a Monday, and it had a fairly simplistic theme, and yet it was clever.
Yes.
I thought it was very clever.
Yep. Just one of those little gems of a theme there.
Just perfect.
I started off slowly because one across "that's hilarious" in text shorthand, I went for LMAO.
Me too.
Really? Mm-hmm. See, I wrote that down and thought that seems a little risque for the New York Times, although they are.
It has been in before.
Has it?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Well, it turned out to be ROFL.
Right.
And right beneath that, cruise stopover. I went for port.
Me too.
Whoa. Listeners, let us clarify. Gene and I do not do the crossword together.
Never, ever.
And at the end, we don't even talk about it, generally speaking, until this podcast. So what you hear is totally unrehearsed. I think it's pretty obvious that it's totally unrehearsed.
They probably didn't know that.
Really? You think this is a script? Hang on, let me just get to my Microsoft Word here and change something. So anyway, let's see. Well, I wonder if there's anything else that we have in common that we made mistakes on. Actually, I think that was about the last time I really ran into a problem, but it was sort of slow going because two answers right in a row.
Yeah, because then, I always do like about a third and then the crosses and then I go down. And my first one down was predetermine the outcome of.
Yes.
And I had L and LP. I'm like, well, that doesn't really get you anywhere.
No.
So I was sad. I had the last one, SAO, 18 across, which was blank Paulo.
Right.
Brazil. I knew that was Sao Paulo. So I had the S. So I had LP blank S. So I'm like, oh, no, I wonder which one is wrong. And then I went to 2 down. And that was Workplace Welfare Organization. Well, that's always OSHA.
Yes.
And so I'm like, oh, shoot, I got them both wrong.
Well, I had LP, and then the one underneath that, 15 across, author on behalf of someone else, was ghostwrite. So I had LPG, and I thought, it's the LPGA.
Oh, yeah.
And I was trying to figure out, what does the LPGA have to do with predetermining the outcome of? And the answer turns out to be not much.
Right. Tried to put ghost writer in there.
Right.
And of course, it didn't fit, so I took it out. But,
oh, really?
Yeah. But eventually I put in ghost write. I thought it's got to be ghost write. What's the clue on that one?
It was author on behalf of someone else.
Yeah.
I mean, you look
what else could it be?
Well, you look at author and you think,
writer.
Noun, as opposed to verb.
Yeah.
And so I started that and I'm like, well, this isn't working. But then I looked back and said, I see author on behalf of, it's a verb.
Right.
Very clever of them.
Yeah.
Beneath that, we had 19 across, one-time rival of Volvo, SAAB. I can still remember SAAB. They made such great cars. They really were ahead of their time. Front-wheel drive, heated mirrors. I think they might have had windshield wipers on their on the headlights. Quite the car. Alas, they are no more.
Nope.
They used to make airplanes too.
That's true.
See, 13 down was funny. 13 down being, once I eventually find it.
Mark of literary distinction.
Thank you very much. And the answer was Twain.
Yes. Now that one I got right away.
Really?
I figured out, yes. Mm-hmm.
I started thinking about some sort of an award, but then I did already have the TW.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to sort of bend it into shape.
Mm-hmm. So maybe we should talk about the theme.
Okay.
Because it was a very clever theme.
All right.
Especially for a Monday.
Yes.
There were 3 themed clues, and they weren't denoted as themed clues, and they didn't seem to have a lot in common, except that the last word in each one was a, what is it, homonym?
Homonym?
Yeah. So the first one was 15 across, the ghost right that we talked about. And then the next one was 21 across, which was bat mitzvah, for example. And that was religious right. And then the last one was 45 across, 1/2 of a noted aviation team. And that was Orville right. And then the last one, which made me smile, was 55 across, straight to the point, or homophonically, what this answer is relative to this puzzle. And the answer to that was forthright. So it was the 4th right in the puzzle.
Yes.
So forthright.
Yep.
So yeah, very clever.
As you say, just small, cute, clever.
Mm-hmm. And this puzzle was done by Margie Stevenson.
Right.
This was her debut.
Ooh.
And I read a little bit about her on Wordplay. She is retired, and she likes to do puzzles to kind of keep her mind sharp. And she just decided, or she just thought one day, who writes these puzzles? And so she decided she would write one. And she said, she credited, I can't remember who was the first one, but Jeff Chen was the second person that helped her. She get some of her cluing a little,
tighter
up. Yeah. And, but anyway, yeah. So she was very excited. First puzzle.
Wow.
In the New York Times.
I can't imagine.
Mm-hmm. And it was well done.
Yes. Mm-hmm. There were a few other clues that I appreciated. 42 across was next in line, ? And that was air.
Right.
And we had co-air yesterday.
That's right, we did.
So we've gone from co-air to air. Tomorrow we should have just
air.
And then 55 down was, I don't know if this is a debut or not, but Victory is Mine in text shorthand was FTW, for the win.
For the win. Oh.
So we had ROFL and FTW. So a lot of texting going on in this puzzle.
Uh-huh.
So
a word that I don't know that I've ever seen in the puzzle, I'm sure it's been in, but 29 across. Title in Italian nobility. Contessa.
Yes.
Contessa. I like that.
Yeah, it's a very classy sounding word. All right. Well, I think that is probably it for today.
Okay.
So thanks everyone for listening. A reminder that tomorrow is Tuesday, meaning it's going to be Triplet Tuesday. And so you'll want to gather all your friends and relations about to tune in for that segment of the podcast. And once again, we'd like to thank everyone for helping make this be the most popular podcast that we know of, coming out of Northeast Wisconsin, dealing with the New York Times crossword.
That's right.
And we will be back again to talk about tomorrow's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.